Hey there everybody, we are going up the elevator going to deck 10. We're going to walk around deck 10 and then we're going to walk around and just show you what's down on deck 9. We're going to stay up on deck 10. We're going to come out of the elevator here. And it's always kind of cool because when you come out of the elevator on deck 10, it's a really cool environment because this is where Palo is located. Thankfully at noon today we will be going to Palo. Their fancy restaurant, let's just put it that way. It is an additional cost. If you can look in there, that is Palo. Really cool environment, really cool food. We absolutely love the food. When we come on a cruise, we will come and go to Palo, given the chance. But we're gonna walk around deck, whoop, door will not open, deck 10 here. And let me go towards the back first. We're in Nassau today. The very back of the cruise ship, there is truly nothing. There's just a big open hole back here in the very back. And many of the cruises are on the Wish, not the Wish, on the Fantasy and the Dream. You'll actually see a putt-putt golf course back here, not here. Down below there's some items, but not here. You can see there's several ships in port today. Over there is Atlantis. In front of that's the Margaritaville Paradise. There's the Carnival Freedom here. But let's walk around the Disney Magic and see what's here. So you start at the back. This whole thing that's wrapped around here is Palo. And really, there's not an awful lot on deck 10. But we can look down this deck and look down to the next section and actually see what's on deck 9 as we're walking along here. This is a beautiful day in April. It's late April of 2025. This cruise ship's fairly filled up. So the first thing we really get to here after we leave the back here, there is a walkway to get to the other side of the ship here in the aft portion of the ship. But here is the water slide that you can go down, and you can see a lot of people come to this deck 10 and go up a couple of levels to come down the water slide. Down below is the kiddie pool area, as well as the splash area there with Mickey, or not Mickey, with Donald, Huey, Dewey, and Louie and those. And I think officially this is called the Aqua Lab. Over there behind that Aqua Lab sign is actually one of the fast service restaurants here. It's the Duck Inn Diner. It's where you can get your burgers, your fries, but the one thing I do love in that area, you can get the shawarma. Down below here directly, you can't see it in this shot, there is also Daisy's DeLites. Daisy's DeLites has salads. There's also soups and breads that you can get, so if that's something you want, and it's really, when you think about it, it's probably designed largely for these families that are down here doing their thing. It's very cool. I guess one other thing to point out while I'm here, also down there on deck 9 behind all that is Cabanas. We won't go into Cabanas. We'll have a separate video for Cabanas. But at Cabanas, of course, you can go in and get all sorts of foods. Right now, until 10 o'clock, or 10:30, excuse me, they're having breakfast. We walked around that. Well, we'll have a separate video related to walking around that. We're at the Midship right now, and you can see it's still early in the morning. There's not a lot of people in the chairs. There's some people over at the island. Not in the, I guess it's an island. They're over in, probably taking a trip to Atlantis or taking some other form of excursion. But when you're in the middle of the ship, this is the only pool. There's a couple of hot tubs back there, and the one pool besides the kiddie pool that's in the back. So on the Magic versus like the Fantasy and the Dream and the Wish, there's a lot less pool space. There's a lot less center space here, like for shows and things like that. But you have to realize this ship is smaller. So maybe there's not a need to have so much on there as well. Behind the big funnel here is the Midship elevators. You see Midship lifts there. They're having a test right now, or they're just testing out the folks in case of an emergency. So that's the reason you see people kind of hanging around in those areas right now. To the left here, I believe, is the concierge, the little piece of glass that you see. We cannot go in there, but that's the concierge area where they can sit out. And over behind that glass on 10 is also the concierge lounge. Below here is actually the adults area. So there's a little line you walk through. On deck 10, it is not the adults area, but on deck 9 below, it is adults. And you can see we have the adult pool. We have 2 hot tubs, and there is a bar at the back. Really, it's a pretty cool area to go into. On the other side over there, there is the Cove Cafe, and that is the coffee shop in the adult area. We will walk into the Cove Cafe at some point. We're going to continue walking here towards the back, because the one thing they have, like we said, on this ship, we're going towards the actual front at this point. So at the front is where they have their sports area. On some of the other ships, the sports area is actually to the back of the ship. So that's what we're doing here. You see there's plenty of free chairs. It's about 10:30 in the morning, so you can still get you a chair to sit out here. But there's a lot of people, I believe, over on Nassau doing their thing. Inside of this little room right here, or it's not a room, inside of this area that has the net around it, this is the play area. As you see, they have it kind of netted off to do different things. You can see a basketball goal back there. A lot of people get back here and play different things. You can just grab a ball, go back here, have you a good time. My wife and I normally come back here at some point to shoot a basketball. So that's something we'll do later on. But that's what's in the very front of the ship. Now this one's, excuse me, this is in the very front of the ship. What confuses me, on the Fantasy and the Dream, that putt-putt course and all of those items are at the aft, at the very back of the ship. Today, when we're looking at this, we're at the very front of the ship. So that's the reason it gets me a little confused. Okay, over here we can see 2 foosballs over there, 2 ping pong tables. During COVID, I think they took out the ping pong tables. Sometimes it's next to impossible to play because of the wind. The ping pong balls go everywhere. Yeah, we're at the very front of the ship, as you can see right here. Interesting, over there on the other ships, I think they're having tests as well. But we're at the very front. As you can see there, I think that is a crew area. I believe the Independence of the Seas over there is having some form of a drill as well on their ship. Okay, let's walk around the very front here. So we've made it all the way down to the front, and we're heading towards the back. You can see over on the other side, they're double-deckered or triple-deckered up. There's one cruise ship and one above that. I forget the number. I think there may be a total of 6 or 7 cruise ships total in Nassau today. And we just don't get off in Nassau anymore. We've gotten off before. I know the dock area where you get off is much nicer than it used to be, but we just don't tend to get off. It's a day we stay on the ship, and of course today it's a day we're going to go to Palo, so yay, we enjoy that for sure. Walking on the other side here of this area, we will look down again into the area of the adult area here on the ship. And it's just directly down. Again, children can be up here on deck 10. They can be down on most of deck 9, but this is down on deck 9 again, the area where the adults can come and enjoy themselves without children. The children, of course, can go other places, but not there. Now here's the funny thing. I've gotten to a point where I cannot go any further, which is kind of cracking me up here on deck 10. We've seen most of it, but I will just look around the corner and see what's going on. They're doing some form of cleaning or something down there, maybe painting. So if that's the case, we will walk down and go to the Cove Cafe right now to see what's down there today.
Services only and does not involve our guests. favor, lo que van a escuchar es la señal de abandono del barco, que consta de un sonido largo en el cimiento del barco y del sistema interno de alarma.
Okay, we have made our way down to deck 9 right here in the adult area. We're going to go into the Cove Cafe. Back there you see the signals bar. Really nice area here, honestly. We would prefer to go down, for example, if we're going to get food down from one of the places outside, we would go get the food and bring it through the family area all the way to this area to eat it. Here's the Cove Cafe. Let's go in and take a look inside. Morning, guys. Okay, here we got Cove Cafe. One thing we always love. Can I get a croissant, please?
Yes, please. Anything else for you?
That'll be it.
Hello, my name.
Appreciate it.
Any coffee?
Don't need anything, thank you. So today we can see they have orange chocolate cupcakes, caramel tartlets, Rice Krispie sticks. They have a cinnamon scroll, cranberry slice, chocolate pillow Danish, and a chocolate chip muffin. On a daily basis, you can come in and get these complimentary. Okay. One of the things I was going to show you out here at Cove as well. This is the place where you come get your various coffees. But you see they have these various honeys and strawberry jams and so forth that you can have with things in here. And then the one thing I've noticed, they have these straws now, these flavored straws. These are chocolate straws. We saw them over on the island as well. But you can come in here and get those. Even if you have a drink out there, you can come in and get those. They're pretty cool. Here's where you come get all your Starbucks-like coffee drinks and all of that. You come over here and look at the menu. Right here's the menu. You can see green tea, caramel latte, all the various teas and items that they have in here. On the other side, you see all the various cold drinks that you can get in a can, the water, kombucha, hot chocolate, espresso, frappes, just tons of different types of drinks. And of course, you can get variations of those and they will fix them for you. And then it's a really nice sitting area here in the back with things around. We've always liked these ships and the way you can come in here and sit and kind of just get out of things. You're in the adult area. Children do come in here from time to time, but it's not a big deal in this area during the day. You can see they have the TV running with where you're at and all. I know on the Wonder, they have where this TV is over in this area, there is a huge window you can just sit in and look out. Look out there, there's the outside, the people that are outside in the adult pool. Again, this is the adult area called Quiet Cove, and this is the Cove Cafe. All of these really pretty cool area to be in down here. This will be on deck 9 of the Disney Magic. Really cool environment. The one thing I will point out, up here in the aft portion, there is the Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique as well. Of course, I'm not going to be there, but you go in there, you can get all dressed up and get all prettied up and princessed up. But I'm going to go down to deck 9 just for a second. This is a pretty carpet down to deck 9 for the Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique. Because down here at the bottom of this is where you'll find the Census Spa. Okay, since I was not able to go around to the other side in the front, I'm going to go right around in here. This is kind of a cool spot. A lot of people will come here and sit for or sit or stand for the things like the pirate shows and any shows they might have. It's a good vantage point. Yeah, this deck 10, if you're going to any of those, that's really a good spot to stop and do that. You notice up above to the left there, that's the AquaDunk is what that's called, I believe. They're doing some painting or some type of work on that. You can tell that it looks like it needs to be painted. So today they're taking the time to go up there. We did see people riding it yesterday, in fact. But that's the reason we couldn't come across Midship, is because of that being up there. And they're working that, because when you're on these ships, always the folks are doing something. For example, they're always painting. You always have to look around and make sure there's not something that you're touching that you shouldn't be touching, because you'll see signs up that says wet paint all the time. Now, down on deck 9, you see right down there that you can find restrooms. You can find restrooms, honestly, throughout a lot of the time. We're heading back towards the very aft of the ship now. And here on the aft of the ship, we're here again at the kids area, where all of them are down there just having a great time. Makes you want to be a kid again to be able to get down and do that. But you can see there's a lot of things that are themed to Donald. You know, the Duck-In Diner. This is I think this slide is called the Twist and
Assembly
Spout.
stations Tango, Sierra, Alpha, Bravo. Proceed to your lifeboats.
And as we walk across here, you can see there's another way to get across in the middle. It's tiny, but you can still get across there and look. Just tons. If you have children, this area in the back here is unbelievable. You're probably going to come here, and if they're not in the kids club, you're probably going to be staying down there playing in the splash area there. So that's a walk around deck 10 and a little bit down in deck 9, but you saw what was down in deck 9 by looking below. Disney Magic cruise ship, pretty cool ship. I believe it's the oldest ship in the freight. I kind of really fear that they're somehow going to quit using this ship. I guess we shall see over time, but it's getting to an age, and they're putting all these new ships in line that you kind of wonder whether something might happen where they will no longer use this one. Let me point out something here while we're up here on deck 10. If you look at this little step right here, there's a way. These are the steps where you can go down, and that's Cabana's eating area outside here at the back of the ship. That you can go eat at, as well as there's rooms. We have in fact have one of these rooms below here come the end of August, beginning of September. But that's our view of deck 10 and deck 9 of the Disney cruise ship, of the Disney Magic cruise ship. I hope you enjoyed it. You may want to come along and look at some of our other specific videos related to shopping, related to cabanas, and related to the eating on the ship.